In 54 years, you've only missed 4 games.
That's correct.
Why the Ducks? It's my understanding that you're not from Taylor.
I'm not. I'm from Georgetown. See, my wife was a member of the band in Taylor. I lived in Georgetown, and we got together as seniors and ended up getting married, and we moved over here. She liked to go to the games because of the band, and I like to go to the games because I like football. So we just started going to every one of them. And then we had friends that we would go with. And so after that, I got hooked on it, and we made all those games. Years ago, you got to understand, football was the thing in Taylor. Memorable season was made possible by fine coaching and able leadership, coupled with a superb group of boys who exhibited enthusiasm, team spirit, possessed a positive and responsive attitude, and resulted in an outstanding performance. The success and failures that happened during the season are now history.
The Injunction Bowl, as you may or may not know, was determined by court to be played before any playoff games could happen that year. What happened was Westlake had an eligible player, and so the courts ruled that instead of forfeiting all their games, Westlake would have to play the Taylor Ducks, which ended up third in district that year, to settle who would eventually go to the playoffs. And so I remember that year like it was yesterday. The Injunction Bowl was one of the most vivid memories for me because it was the only game in the state being played that day. All the playoffs were on hold, so we were the talk of Texas. You know, who are these two schools and why are they delaying the playoffs? So there was a lot of implications there. So the spotlight was on us, and so Taylor, Texas became the hot word in the state of Texas because we forced this to happen. The game in itself was a typical Taylor Westlake competition where it was fierce. We were rivals on every field, not only the football field, and so everything that game had a certain emphasis like no other. Every down counted, every play counted, and specifically I remember, I didn't have the best of games, but it seemed like the team rose up to the challenge, and so even though we were, underdogs by 2 scores, we ended up winning and forcing Westlake out of the playoffs, and then us continuing into the playoffs.
Westlake, we expected to beat them, and I think they always looked past us. They never took us serious.
It was absolutely, without a doubt, not pure talent. It was all, we worked as a team. There was no, how many touchdowns am I going to get, how many catches am I going to get, yards I'm going to get. It was all about winning and becoming a team. And that was instilled in us from the 7th grade on.
Everybody was ready for the football games, and especially that one. And it was quick because we played, 4 games in 16 days. And
for us, it was a matter of heart and desire versus talent.
I've traveled the nation, I've traveled the world in the Navy. Texas, there's nothing like Texas football. And when you don't do those small things, then it's only Friday night.
You're playing for the same team that your father played for 20 years ago.
Yeah, I'm always glad that, I'm not living in a different city. I'm glad to be able to say that I'm a Taylor Duck just like my dad was. I like to be able to go out there, and I like to say I'm playing on the same field he did. I'm still getting after it 20 years later. You hear my dad talking about some of his friends and how they were defensive linemen together, and Coach Talavera up at the middle school, he got defensive player of the year. You don't just take pride in yourself, you can take pride in your team, and I can definitely see what he's talking about.
I joined the Navy in the nuclear power program and then went into submarines, and there's a crew of 150. Well, I graduated at 155. A lot of people couldn't go from the big city atmosphere to being enclosed. It was second nature to me. The good thing about Taylor is you know each and everybody and everything that they do. Taylor was known for winning.
Are you still proud to be a Duck?
Absolutely. We're the only Duck in the nation in high school, period. Nobody could say that. Nobody. So.
I'm in a very fortunate position. I went to school here in Taylor. I'm married to Taylor, and I came back and I'm coaching in Taylor. So I am in a position where I can now, the next generation, affect in a way that I was affected back in 1984. It's an experience. And so you can come to Taylor and you can live in Taylor, and that'll give you some sense of that. But unless you've lived here and you've worked here and you've blood, sweat, and tears here, that's what it means to be a Taylor Duck. Putting on the green and white and expecting nothing but the best, and nothing else will do. That's what it means to be a Taylor Duck. It's about a pride thing. It's about knowing that all eyes are on you because you come from Taylor. It's about doing your best even when no one's looking. That's what it means to be a Taylor Duck. And so you'll always be the team that everybody else wants to beat, because you do have that history of players before you and history from those that will go after you to live up to that. And so as long as you understand that Taylor Duck is an experience, you'll always do the right thing, you'll always do the best, and you'll always be okay.
One tradition that we have is praying before we go on our course.
TAT! Let's go, Harry! Let's go, let's go!
I stepped up today.
Hey, we did great as a team.
Hey, we was a pack today.
Yeah.
We was at a perfect score. I feel good. We feel good.
We were all
good.
running together.
I feel good.
We all got married.
I think it means to have team spirit no matter what, and to cheer on everything that's going on in the school, not just something you're involved in. Before we play, we always say the Lord's Prayer with our team, and then after the game, home games, we usually try to get with the other team and say the Lord's Prayer.
And we like to embody ourselves in the mindset of being a big dog, as in a large animal, a large force that's very impressive and that projects. And a big dog says woof, and when it woofs, when it barks, it's very loud. So we always say, big dogs say what? Woof, you know, to express this feeling that we needed to have out on the field.
My favorite tradition is before halftime, after we get done stretching, we go, we do a circle, and we say a little chant, and it just brings us closer together, and it really pumps us up before we perform.
My favorite tradition would have to be Bob and Sue, because it's like we get to dance with our dads, and it's a real special moment for us, especially as seniors, because it's like it's our last time dancing with them, and it's just fun to see them get out there and kid. It's a real fun experience.
Doing the competitions and stuff, you can't just worry about yourself, because everyone makes a full effort, because their overall scores are what really makes or breaks us. So we all know that it's not just about how much you want to succeed, but how much you want everyone else to succeed.
Community support is priceless. You know, it's a motivator. You know, it was pretty much evident the other night when everybody gets behind you and is representing the same goal. They're all Taylor Ducks. Everybody is supporting the same, want to be an outcome, you know, want to win a football game, but just a matter of supporting the young men that are playing, the young ladies, cheerleaders, the high steppers, the band, everybody that comes together to make Friday night football what it is. That encompasses the community, and so for Taylor, the community is the same. You need those that have been here for many years, those that are new to Taylor like myself, all are a part of it, and they all come together on Friday night.
You're the only ones that get to play in this football game. You know that? I put that month and a half that we put in the sand, in the dirt, in the heat, to see what pay off out here on this grass tonight. You understand me? Yes, sir. Take a lot of pride in who you are, who you represent. What you're going to do tonight means a lot to a lot of people, but it means more to you than anybody else. Because you pay the price. You pay the price to get to be here and go out here and do this. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay.